supposedly on the new Xbox, they are working out partnerships with all the major games that are owned by Xbox. So that means Blizzard, all subscriptions are going to be included in the Game Pass for $30 a month. That means WoW. That means Overwatch. That means StarCraft. That means Diablo. That means all of them will be day one. You get them on day one for free in the Battle Pass for $30 a month. That in itself, if that really does happen, the Xbox is going to dominate through and through. Nobody else will buy a PlayStation because if you got to spend $280 a year for PlayStation Plus to get all the games.
You're breaking my heart.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. I grew up on PlayStation.
You're breaking my heart.
I know. I know. But that's what I'm saying, though. Would that make you shift if that happened?
No.
I know you're hugging your PlayStation. but look, if that included everything, and you got all those things, and you only had to buy one console, you could play with a keyboard and mouse, but also a controller. Everything's integrated. You get all the battle passes. You get everything for $30 a month. You're telling me you would not switch? It's okay.
Is it okay? Like, okay, so this is the way I look at it. I've already got, like, I'm like you. I got 2 PCs, you know, my consoles, whatever. It would take a lot for me to spend the $1,200 on the new console because I already have like the facility to go at it. I feel like for people who maybe don't already have, I mean, we're streamers for fuck's sake, so we've got all the gear. We're content creators. That's what we do. So I feel like, I don't know, for me it would be a way up of if it is worth it to get that. The idea of it is so appealing. It really is, having all that going into one space. But I already have all those things anyway. So I feel like for maybe people that don't already have that, it's like, okay, so I want to get a console. I'm going to get that because I can get everything. So, you know, I'm British. I'm a cheap bitch. Like, so...
No, I get it. I get
it. Well, okay, so let me ask you this from your perspective, Stock. So
if I didn't own all this then yes.
So even on that front, though, and I'll ask Stock this follow-up question, then you can follow up with it as well. So let's just say, right, your favorite game, which I'm gonna hit you in the sweet spot right here. Let's say Fable comes out. All right. And the new console comes out next year, which everybody's speculating it's going to come out next year. And they give a graphics improvement.
Oh, the console.
The console. No. Fable comes out in the fall. Yes. Don't worry. I didn't give you a heart attack yet.
He said Fable, and we both started going,
No. Fable comes out in the fall. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everybody calm down. But no, Fable comes out in the fall. But then the following year, they come out with the new Xbox, and they come out with a bunch of add-ons and a bunch of upgrades and a bunch of stuff that you get for free just for having the new Xbox. You get new skins, you get a DLC, you get all this stuff, and it's all included in the new updated Game Pass. And you get all that, but they also make it available so you can play it on Steam. You can play it on... It makes it basically fully cross-play, because this is what they're talking about. They're talking about the new Xbox is going to be fully cross-save, cross-play, cross-compatible, not only on mobile, on cloud, on Steam, on Epic, on Xbox. It will all be integrated.
That's like
so true.
Cross playing and crossing over is the future. I think if they don't go that way, all of companies they're
and that's the problem with PlayStation. PlayStation never wants to do that. They're always the one fighting tooth and nail to battle against that. They never want to do cross-play or cross-save because it costs too much development time to be able to do that. And Sony is always fighting it. I mean, look at Fortnite when Fortnite first came over. They did not want to do it. They did not want to do cross-save. They wanted nothing to do with Xbox. They never wanted to see Master Chief on a PlayStation. They never wanted to
But
see
it's
Kratos.
coming.
But it's happening anyway.
It's coming.
And that's exactly my point, because they had to buckle because the industry changed and shifted, right? And really what it comes down to us, it's just like the government. The players have the power, right? Citizens have the power. It's the same thing, right? We have the power. A lot of people forget that. What we do and what we buy, what we consume on a day-to-day basis is the whole that will shift the entire scale. And so that's why I think Xbox is going to this all-in-one PC, massive, everything's included system, because they've already been kind of leaning towards that anyway. Like, you look at cloud. The actual Xbox Cloud is still in beta, but it comes out in May, right? It's going to be fully functional. Fun-filled fact, if you guys didn't know that, FTL on Mixer, which gave 0 latency for streamers. People have been asking for years why Twitch or Kick or anybody or even YouTube hasn't bought that technology. The reason that nobody has is because they took that FTL technology to give 0 latency to cloud gaming. That's what they used it for. So now you're going to be able to pick up your controller or pick up your phone and ROG Ally, whatever, and have these mobile systems with cloud gaming as long as you have at least 25 megabytes download speed and be able to play a game with any desync. And that's what's crazy about it, is Xbox is seeing the future and they're really trying to push for that. And I'm not just saying this because I am an Xbox partner and all that other shit, because straight up, I will shut down if I don't believe in it.
Promo, guys.
But yeah, go ahead and remember it. Go ahead and remember it. But I will say this. Sony, all right, they put their eggs in too many baskets and focus on one specific thing, and they do have great IPs. Don't get me wrong, God of War, we talked about this. But what happens when they stop focusing on that? I mean, you got to look at like Ratchet and Clank, right? Ratchet and Clank was a huge platformer. They came out with a new one how many years ago? Like, why are they not doing what Nintendo and Xbox are doing? They keep coming out with these, you know, hey, like, I don't want them to beat it into the ground. Don't get me wrong. But, you know, when you have a 10-year lapse, where is Splinter Cell? Where is all these games that we haven't seen since we were kids? And they own the IPs and they don't bring them back. And it's like, why? You have an opportunity. If you're worried about money, put some devs on these games that people have been waiting for forever. Fable, look at Fable. Fable is going to be one of the top selling games this year, hands down.
Game of the year.
Massive.
Well, I don't know if it'll be game of the year, only because Grand Theft Auto is going to whoop its ass. Grand Theft Auto is going to whoop.
If GTA 6 comes out, Fable doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah, it won't stand a chance. I
Like,
hate to say it. You know,
that is like a reality of this. If GTA 6 comes out,
why do you think all the
game of the
devs,
year.
all the devs have shifted their states because they do not want to compete? And what really sucks for us as gamers and as streamers, the only game that's coming out in November is going to be Grand Theft Auto 6. And everything after that, nobody's going to even want to release anything in December. So basically, we are going to have the slowest video game season of all time. We're going to beat Grand Theft Auto's campaign, and we're going to be sitting there like, and
Twiddling our thumbs.
yeah, because we're not going to have anything to do. Except all the games that are smart, and this is why people are doing it, they're releasing their games in October, September, June, July, that we're going to have a busy summer. And we're going to have so many games, but then we're going to have our back catalog of all these games that when Grand Theft Auto goes blah, 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 and we can't play it anymore because we've already beat it into the ground, December is going to be back catalog. But then next year, January, we've got Kingdom Hearts coming out. They just announced yesterday, this was leaked, they're remaking Kingdom Hearts 1 and releasing it as an anniversary edition in brand new graphics.
That is going to be huge.
Huge.
That is going to be huge.
And listen to this. All of the islands and all of the areas that they originally were going to release because they didn't have enough money when Kingdom Hearts 1 came out, they're releasing a Jungle Book Island. They're releasing all of the other Final Fantasy characters. They're releasing all the hidden levels that they never got to put in the game. So it's going to be even more massive, but with brand new graphics. And they're keeping the cartoon style, which is good because the new one is going to be hyper future realistic, the Kingdom Hearts 4, because they go into the future and blah, 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 blah. But both Kingdom Hearts are coming out next year. So we got both of those. This year, we still have Gears of War coming out. We don't know the release date yet because I think they're waiting to see when they want to release it. We have the remakes. We have the remake of Halo 1 with 4-player co-op with additional levels that they never got to release. We will play that together. We are going to play 4-player co-op online together. We are doing that. Also, there was a leak yesterday. There was a leak yesterday that Fable may be 4-player co-op.
Oh,
there was a leak yesterday. Yeah, it was only going to be single player, but there was a leak yesterday from a very reliable source that it's going to be 4-player co-op. And
you're kidding me.
Yes, and they're adding a PvP element to it, which I don't even know how the that would work.
Do you know what? For me, that's kind of exciting and almost like, hear me out.
100%. Go, speak.
Almost a little bit disappointed because Fable, for me, was one of those games that, like, it's just me. I'm just losing myself. I'm not tempted to go on any, because it's just me and my character and the story and immersing myself in that, right? And it's like, now, if they're going to do that, I'm going to be so tempted to then get into the PvP, to then get into the multiplayer, to get into
from
that.
what I've heard,
really,
though, it's going to be done differently.
Looking forward to that, getting lost in Fable again. Do you know what I mean? Like that.
So I think they are going to be separate from what I've read. I think what they're doing is they're separating them. So the main story, like you won't just have people dropping in trying to kill you, but they're going to use the good and evil system as the PvP. So what they're going to do is people can go into a PvP environment, kind of like WoW or like an MMO.
Like
and if they're in that area, ProfessorStalke can come in and be evil and kill some of my NPCs or mess up my story. And that will give it replayability for a very long time. So it's not like you're against each other. You can kill people that drop in, supposedly. And if that is the truth, that will give it longevity. It will. Because then people...
I was about to say, the only way to give a game longevity these days is to make it multiplayer.
But then also,
to keep
the 4-player co-op, the same thing. We were kind of talking about this on the first episode, that if me and Stalks were playing, or you and me, or all three of us were playing together, our interactions affect the person's story. So if I'm being good the whole time and Red comes in and goes, "F this," and starts f***ing up people's NPCs, it affects our story
I'm gonna go and sleep with all your wives and kick all your
I said
chickens.
I was gonna kill her giant, and she got super pissed about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that shit. Don't worry, Stalk. I got you. You're gonna kick his chicken and sleep with his wives. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like,
yeah,
I got you.
I'll do it. I'll do it in the chicken kicker outfit. Why killing your ogre? Yeah.
Okay, listen. Don't even. It is a beautiful giant. I don't even know. I love him. Anyway. Okay, no, but also four player seems like too much. I mean, co-op.
I love co-op. So more games with co-op, I'm all for.
Seems like
but you know what, though? That's the thing, though. If they give you the option where you can play through by yourself, great. If you want to play with a friend, and being a content creator, anything multiplayer I love. Straight up. If it's the same game and it only changes it a little bit, and we could all play together, imagine all four of us, the laughter and the jokes and everything, like us going, like, that brings great content. So longevity, right? That I love games that take the original game, make it great, but then, hey, let's throw some additional personalities in here and see what happens.
The PvP,
because that's what made Baldur's great. Baldur's Gate, same thing, though. If that game was only single player, it wouldn't have done as well. But multiplayer made it better because you can literally role play.
Oh, it's so good. Oh my god, Razor.
Yeah, which by the way, we still have a campaign and you ditched me. It's cool.
It's so good. No, we should get Razor to join us.
Oh my god, all three of us playing Baldur's Gate would be nuts.
No, seriously.
But yes, so what I will say on that though is longevity better? Or is getting a single player campaign, playing it through, and then being done with it?
Obviously, longevity is better for the development team and all of that. But it's like there is an element. A lot of people are going to cuss me out in the comments for saying that. Like, I was a bit disappointed. It's almost like, it's exciting. Don't get me wrong, guys. It's exciting. It's exciting. But it's also a little bit disappointing because of what we were talking about, back to that new versus old thing. You know, those, for me, a lot of that was the glory days of gaming, where it was just like me, my console, my game. I would get lost in my story. that was it. There was no one pinging me to come and join them for a game. There was no one like, you know, it was just, I'm just going to get lost in this. And Fable was one of those games for me. Fable was like, you could spend, God, you lose time in Fable. You know, you lose time in that game. So if they want to keep the longevity up, then they're gonna have to add all of that in. They really are, because I don't think there's any way to keep longevity on a single player, just one campaign game anymore. I don't think it's like you play it and then that's kind of, well, I mean, like if it's a big game like that, you can keep, you know, moving with your character, expanding your story, stuff like that. But I think if you're not bringing that multiplayer element into it or PvP, then
so
on
that
PvP is what bothers me the most, honestly. It's the PvP and like again, co-op seems great, but again, 4-player.
I mean, I wouldn't even necessarily call it PvP though, because it's just it's literally like if you have somebody drop in, drop out. Yeah, I don't even know if it says that's what they were calling it in the article that I read. But
I'm so curious.
But you know, like if you had drop in, drop out, like you could just have somebody drop in your game if they're a friend of yours, and then they can come in and attack you or attack people in your game. That could add a whole nother element to the game. Well, I know, but it could add a whole new element to the game. We're saying, like me, I love playing those games by myself too.
As long as we have the option.
Yeah, you have the option.
As long as we have the option.
Turn it on and off. If they make it where anybody can do it, that,
you know.
yeah.
As long as there's an option.
I would rage if
there needs to be an option to just go get lost in that by yourself.
Like, if you're achievement hunting and like you have one thing left to do and then somebody comes in and kills you.
Some hole just drops out of the sky on your face, and then you know, I'm getting enough of that in Arc Raiders. Like, I'm like, I was just about to get out.
So the nostalgia aspect, because we were talking about this, the nostalgia aspect, right? So we have the good and the bad, right? We've definitely talked about the perks of both sides. Like for me, this is one that hits home because it's my favorite game of all time, right? Final Fantasy VII. I grew up with that. It was the first game that ever made me cry. I've been replaying them. They just re-released it on Xbox and Switch too. Oh, I cried like a bitch. I still get teary-eyed from it. The music. It's the music.
What scene?
Yeah,
What scene?
There's certain scenes in the game where you play it, you get to it, certain characters die, certain live, you're like, whatever. But now they have the remake, right? And then they have Rebirth, and then now they're going to have the third one that's coming out probably end of this year or next year, probably next year with Grand Theft Auto coming out. But ultimately, I love what they did with the new one. And I love the old school classic. I love it. I could sit there and play it for hours, hundreds of hours, get lost in it. But the graphics, the gameplay, everything just did not age well, right? But there are things that you can go back and you can play it and you're like, man, I really miss this. Oh my God, I miss this minigame. I miss these things. And those nostalgic feeling like Fable, for example, right? We all played Fable. We played them different ways. We were good. We were evil. You know, first time we met Jack, all those things. Like there's all these little aspects that we loved, right? And then like for me with the new remake, it's the next generation. Like people who've never seen the game. I have people so hooked on the story that they're like, I don't want to wait. I don't what happens next? Like they're getting so excited, and it like gets them hyped up in the chat, and it gives a whole new generation a game that they never got to play because either their parents wouldn't let them or or they're younger or newer. So I like enveloping. That's one thing I do like about when they make a game that we loved and they do it right. That's the key. When they do it right. And I feel like Final Fantasy VII, they remade the game, but they added a twist to it and kind of like altered the storyline and how it works and how it pans out. And it's not the same game. And they added more content and they added more stuff that we always wanted to dive. It's like taking a book and they made a movie. We'll go back to the Lord of the Rings. Like they make Lord of the Rings, right? They make Lord of the Rings from the books, and everybody's mad that they could have made it 6 movies, 9 movies, right? But imagine if in 20 years from now, some other director goes, you know what? I liked what Peter Jackson did, but I want to dive in even further. Let's make this I want to make it my way. Let's make 9 movies. You know what I mean? And will that probably happen? Because people love nostalgia. People love old school stuff. So
could you imagine?
And they remake 9 movies and it fills in all those gaps. Would you like that one more? I would. Now, would it?
Oh, that's hard.
Now, here's the
hard.
thing, though.
Well, it depends.
It
That
depends on how
depends.
good
That
it is,
depends.
of
That
course.
depends.
Like, if they make it
depends.
good, that's the
Yeah,
key.
yeah.
They gotta make it good.
Let's not go in blind,
Yeah,
buddy.
yeah, I'm
Let's
not
go
going in blind, but you get what I'm saying. Like, if they made a good, if it was up to the quality of the Lord of the Rings series, like you even go back and watch Lord of the Rings now, and you look at how much graphically and CGI and everything has come.
Timeless.
I know, but if you look at it, you can see,
it
like
holds
now
the
you
test
can
of
see the
time. It's
graphics
the
and you're like,
thousands
oh,
of
this kind of
those.
sucks compared to what it used to be, you know, but at that time, but
Wait.
No, I
yeah.
will.
Protest, Scott.
No,
Protest.
wait a
Wait.
second.
Drake, you hush for just a second.
Okay,
Crossing the
go ahead.
line. You're crossing
Yeah,
the
you
line.
are crossing the line
Absolutely.
right now. Okay, those movies definitely stand the test of time, and they definitely hold up.
Absolutely.
Yes, there are a
Absolutely.
couple of dodgy moments, like when Legolas does his little surf down the fucking,
Oh, yeah, that looks so
elephant.
bad.
Like, it looked bad at the time, like, but you know, it's like
The
to
Skeleton
be fair,
King is
they
another perfect example of that. Like if you look at the CGI
They
from that till now, like if they did that scene now with technology,
bruh.
woo!
It's still so good though. Like
It's still
they
good. Don't
outdid
get me wrong.
themselves.
It's
got
still
a
good.
charm to it.
It's still fantastic. And at that time, it was the greatest we have ever seen. It was like, oh my God, this is
Even
amazing.
still.
But now,
looks great.
but now,
With you,
yeah,
Scott.
it's like it's still.
what
it's
you're
so
gonna notice
good.
it though. Mark my words. We're gonna have a whole nother podcast episode when Golem comes out.
I watch them all the time.
When Golem
like-
comes
I know,
out,
I was
we're
like,
gonna
I
watch
watch it
Golem
so much.
and look at the visual differences, and you're gonna see Golem from those movies to the Golem now, and you're gonna be like, holy sh! It's gonna look so clean.
It's gonna look better, but it's like trying to say
Not
that
better,
those ones
yeah.
look like they look fantastic.
They look
still to
fantastic
this
at the
day.
time, but what I'm saying is you go back and watch them, and now you notice it as you grow up. No, I'm just saying, you go back and you're telling me you don't notice? You're telling me you don't notice when, like, the visuals are just like, how did I not notice that before?
There are two sets of movies, okay, franchises that when it comes to the CGI,
The Matrix?
and the special effects, Matrix, I don't know, the second Matrix
It's
got a
been
bit
a while.
rubbery. Neon looked a bit rubbery, man, and that was even at the time I was like, ooh, he's a bit flexible.
Yeah, now
Like,
go
but-
back. Now go back and watch it.
Yeah, I know, but no. The first Jurassic Park.
Amazing. Test of time. You can never
And-
get, it never gets better. Ever.
Yeah. The first Jurassic Park, and that was a mixture of obviously mechanical and CGI, but
yeah.
that stuff, that looks like to this day is
Still
absolutely
is
breathtaking.
one of the best. Hands down. At that
Starship
time,
Troopers.
Starship Troopers was good too.
Starship Troopers, actually, it's insane. If you watch that now, it's insane that they pulled that off.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mhm.
It's insane that they pulled that off. The Lord of the Rings trilogy. Like, I would put all three of those together in a box that is like time-tested,
Timeless.
Yeah,
And
for
also,
real.
it's not just like there's so much more CGI. Even if you look at the Hobbit movies, you compare them to Lord of the Rings. Like, sure, their CGI is better, but there's so much CGI. Lord of the Rings, they did.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
made so much of that stuff. Of course, it's gonna
It's
stand the test of
overwhelming
time
in The
'cause
Hobbit.
They made it.
But
It wasn't
no,
even-
look,
it wasn't
look.
just technology. It was like.
Like, I'm gonna get chastised
my
for this.
God,
I know.
I know.
but-
Drake,
He's like, I'm not having this.
Look,
I'm not having
but
this.
no,
I'm
I
not
love
having
it.
two
I
women on
love
here
it.
again.
I love it, but
I'm
I'm
not
just
having
gonna
two
say,
women on
like,
here again.
chat, like all the comments on this video is gonna
You're
be
just
insane.
wrong. You're just
But
wrong,
no.
Drake.
I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong.
Tell him, talk your
I'm
shit,
not
girl.
wrong.
Talk your shit.
I just have a
am
certain
such a
opinion of it
diehard fan. I
because,
can't, like-
and maybe this is just, and look,
Stressing
and
me
this is
out.
where
You're stressing me out.
this is where I also find it very interesting that
out for
Red
blood.
doesn't agree with me because being an artist and doing art every single day, it always you are your biggest critic as an artist, right? So when I see something,
100%.
I always want to increase what I've done. I've always want to make it better than what I did, right? And I know for a fact, and it's the same with Marvel movies. Same with, as much as I am a big Marvel guy, you watch the very first Iron Man till now, the amount of CGI that has been included, and it's gotten lazy. And CGI is not lazy by any means, but it's
I would
just
agree with that.
it's
I would
not
agree with
it's
that.
not the same quality of love that it was when Iron Man came out, because Iron Man was the game changer. And Iron Man is a test of time movie too.
Yes, you are correct. Yes. Iron Man is on that list as well.
Because at that specific time, you know the reason why that was such a test of time? Because during that time, it was on a political front. It was all about terrorism, and 9/11 just happened not too previous before that. Everything was about the Middle East being terrorists and all this other And then you also look at all the different breakdowns of like why that movie hit different than all the other movies, because you watched it and you felt it. Like, those are the movies that I love. And I felt that way when I watched Lord of the Rings, 100%. Now, if what I'm saying is, when the new Gollum movie comes out, or somebody remakes these movies for the 12th time in the future, we're old people and we're like 90 and we go back and be like, I remember when they made Lord of the Rings. Like, we're going to go back and watch that shit. We're going to be like, God damn, man. But this is the nostalgia factor, right? This is what the whole conversation, old versus new. There are certain things that outlive the test of time, and they look amazing and they look great. Lord of the Rings does look great. But what I'm saying is the conversion from then till now in technology, if they had, and this is also when I go back to quoting this, right? It has to be good, like not just like this thrown together hodgepodge that like they're just trying to make a buck. I mean, an actual, like, let's just say like the Tolkien family, right? Because like there's like 3 or 4 of them left, right? Like, if they took that upon themselves, they got a big budget and they made it from the heart, and they didn't do CGI, and they made it like just based on the environments, the costumes, which the first Lord of the Rings did. It was more about the environments. They did it all New Zealand. It was barely, I mean, there was barely any CGI in that. There was, but it was like so unnoticeable. Then as you started getting bigger in scale, like there were certain things that you just have to have CGI for. You're not going to costume up 70,000 orcs and run them across the field.
Could you imagine?
It would look cool as shit, because those costumes and all the makeup effects and on all those orcs, them drooling and like that shit was like chef's kiss. I mean, that's why I loved Face Off, because a lot of those artists made a lot of the stuff from Lord of the Rings, and like watching the makeup, visual effects, and man, it's just it's clean, right? Yes, 100%. It's a test of time. Same with Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park, you go back and watch it, the OG one, the very first one, and now you look at like this new one that just came out with Scarlett Johansson, and you're like, what the f happened to this series?
Yeah.
Like, what happened?
It's
like
trash.
What?
Yeah.
Like, and now they're just trying to do the nostalgia factor, and they bring in Alan Grant, and they bring in, Malcolm, and they bring these in to try to like get people back in the seats, but you can only do it so much before it's just like you're beating a dead horse, That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
If they did it good, Jurassic Park 7 would be a huge success, and it still is, even though it was like, to me it was but it's still watchable. It's still watchable. I'll watch it. Like, if it's on TV and there's nothing else on, okay, I'll watch it. But it's not like, oh my God, we're talking about this in 10 years, like we are talking about Lord of the Rings. And, like the first Matrix movie, that was ahead of its time too. That shit was awesome. Keanu Reeves killed it in that, right? And that was something that was never done. And it also made you think, are we in a warped reality? Everybody started talking about all these conspiracy theories after that movie that nobody ever talked about before.
So true, actually.
But you want to know something funny too? I still say this though. Matrix was not the first. Equilibrium was the very first Matrix movie.
Equilibrium is such a good movie. I swear I die on that hill. I'm so happy you said that. It really, you know what? So many people don't even know this movie exists. It really was. It really was. I'm so happy you said that, because Equilibrium is so good. The fighting with the guns and the clerics and all that shit. Dope.
Okay, so that is your homework, Stocks. Watch Equilibrium.
You gotta watch it. Yeah, it's so good.
And you want to know the best part about it? It's Christian Bale.
Mm-hmm.
It's Christian Bale before anybody knew who Christian Bale was.
Exists. Yeah.
This is before he was Batman.
And it's really thought-provoking.
Oh my God.
Like, really thought-provoking. There's a lot of like, you're gonna watch this movie and it's like the first time you watch The Matrix and you got that sort of, like, oh my God, do you know
Yep.
what I mean? It's like, so
Yeah.
I don't want to give away any of the,
Yeah.
like, you know, the plot or
Okay.
anything for you. Just go into it blind, and I guarantee you enjoy it. It's
Okay.
stylish.
It's
as
one of the
Watch
best
that.
fighting
Like-
movies. It's John Wick before John Wick. It's like it was.
Yeah.
It
It's like John Wick crosses the Matrix.
Yep. It's so
So
good.
it's not kid
Yeah.
friendly? Like, can a 10 and 11-year-old?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
I used to
Yeah,
watch it because
10-year-old,
I first saw it when I was a kid.
Well,
Yeah.
well,
I
I mean,
first
yeah,
saw it
but
when I was a kid.
when we were kids, it was a lot different.
No,
Yeah,
but,
true,
no,
true.
No,
Well, it's like
no,
there's
no,
Our
no-
parents
there's
were
no-
like,
there's
"Go
no,
out
like,
and play,
sex
get the hell
scenes
out of
or
the house."
anything.
We were out until dark.
So like you're safe.
Yeah,
You're really
yeah.
safe on like naughty stuff. There's no like sex scenes or anything like that. It's like
Okay.
God, I
there's-
haven't seen it
there's
so long now. I
violence.
kind of want to rewatch it.
yeah. No, do you know I literally
I'm
watched it like last year.
curious.
Because I showed it to somebody else. I was like, "You've never seen Equilibrium?"
Yeah, dude,
Sit
I
down,
all the
we're
time with
watching
people. I'm like, Equilibrium is
Like-
one of the best
I
movies.
was like, "I'll watch
Ugh.
that anytime." If someone's like,
so
"Put
good.
Equilibrium on," I'm like, "I'll watch that." It's a great film.
Oh,
So
I will watch it.
you'll
I
be
will
all
watch
right.
it.
I reckon you'll be safe. It's a lot of gunfighting.
there is blood and violence
So, a lot
and,
of-
and gore.
There's a bit, yeah.
It's
Nah,
okay.
there's
they
not
have
a lot of
thicker
gore.
skin,
Yeah, well, I mean, you
so
don't
it's-
the scene with the guy getting his head blown off.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough. It was different when we were
mean,
younger.
I know, that's what
gonna say,
I'm
like,
saying.
you know,
We
like,
got a lot away with a lot of stuff.
Kristen-
Like I watch, and I'm
Kids,
like,
we
oh
were
my
sitting there
god.
watching
Oh
Freddy
my gosh.
Krueger and
Yeah.
Friday the 13th and all that like,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, but it is a very, very good film.
Fantastic, yes.
It's a shame it doesn't get the rep that it does.
Yeah.
I would like
I'm
to
gonna
see
watch
a
that.
follow
Watch
of
that.
like some kind of follow on to
Oh
that.
my
would be
God, that movie
really
was so
cool.
good.
Not a remake,
So
but
good.
like, yeah, it was such a
See,
good
but that's
film.
another thing
Such a good
too.
film.
Can you imagine if Keanu Reeves did a Equilibrium movie?
That would be dope. Like that would be so
That could
dope.
be done
Or
right
bring
with the
Christian
way they
Bale
do
back.
John Wick now.
Like, yeah.
Oh my
So
goodness.
sorry.
Oh,
I gotta
for real.
fix it. I gotta fix it.
Ah,
It's like
it's cool if
I'm
you just had to
sorry.
fix
It's
your
on like my
bangs. It's
top
fine.
10.
We know. It's
Welcome
fine.
back.
no, it's like the sun is like insane. Like
Bangs
it's like
looking great,
glaring
mate.
in.
It's like beautiful. You're almost like
Whimsical.
magisterial. You
Yeah.
know, it's like
It just
yeah,
seems
you,
so,
yeah, you do look
it's
whimsical.
so intense. I'm like, what is happening?
You have
back
like this
there?
beam,
I
this
feel like
aura
you've
coming
just,
up
you
top of your
come out
head.
the light at me, and you're like, I don't know, you're gonna give me some wisdom or something.
You know what's really,
Oh
you know
God,
what's
I
really
wish.
Well, I don't
interesting
know.
though? You know,
Like,
because we
a
always
bag
talk
of
about
sugar
this.
or something.
Like I have these orangish lights that like beam on me and always kind of make me look like orange or tan. And then like now you have that shining on the back of you, so it actually made you look like you have a little bit of a tan.
You're a little tan.
Oh my God, do I look less pale
Yeah,
now? Is
yeah.
that-
Yeah.
that's-
You look
that's
less
a
From
white,
one
mate.
white person to
That's a
another,
win.
yes.
That's a win. That's
Yeah,
a win.
yeah.
I have to
That's
be
why I
clear.
never like show my legs in public. It'll blind people. It's like,
Yeah.
"Ah."
Oh my God, Sam!
No, do you know what? You want to know something literally about me, guys? I got like this, and I swear to God, this is the absolute truth. I got the whitest feet you've ever seen. Like if
Let me
you
see
put
'em.
me in a lineup.
Let me see it right now.
No. Cover
Let me see him. I won't put it on video, I promise.
right now.
Yeah, because people say, yeah, let's see. Let's see how white they are. God damn, you do have some white ass feet. Holy shit.
Like,
Oh my
if you put me in a lineup of white people, right, you would not be able to tell my feet from white people feet. I got mad white feet.
That's
They
your
are a
British coming
different-
through.
Yeah, they're a different. That's my 50%. Like for real. Like I'm like Twitch revenue.
Twitch revenue.
But yeah.
Say, I'm like, ah. Oh my God.
Feet in there. I don't care.
That's amazing.
Like you can. I don't care.
Okay, listen.
Like you
Oh
can see.
my
You can
God,
let you can let the
dude.
people of YouTube see my pinkies. I don't care. The
Oh
people
my
on Spotify
God, dude.
can't
I
see them,
kind
we
of, you
just
know,
heard
it's
about it.
funny is like when she
I
came
love
back
that
on
so
camera,
much.
like that whole conversation leading up though, like, oh my God, dude, that's so funny. Oh, fucking hell, man. That makes such a good like clip on the internet. Just like her aura, and then also too, like you holding up your the Switch revenue.
You can put it on there. I don't care.
All right. There you go. I love it.
But for real, like yeah, you wouldn't be able to tell it.
Hell, dude.
Like, it's
Oh
because
my
I'm
God.
golf and I spend my life
Crazy.
in boots, guys. Like my
I
feet
get
never
it.
see the sun.
I get
So,
it.
you know,
That's the Canadian life
like-
as well. You kind of just.
I
don't really ever have your feet out.
Everybody always gives me shit
I
because
take
I
my
live in
socks
Arizona.
off
They're like,
and-
how are you not tan? And I'm like, it's not always
Actually,
sunny here.
That's a good point, though.
It's not always sunny here. Everybody thinks it's just a goddamn desert. I'm like, you know, we have more biomes than Canada in Arizona.
You're kidding me.
No, I am not. Arizona has the most biomes out of any other state, and it has the most biomes in square footage out of any other place in North America.
That's
Dude gets out his legs and people are like, the beacons are lit. Gondor calls for 8.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, kind of want to
it is bad. Like
And
when
then I
wear,
get my
like,
feet
swim
out on
trunks,
the other side.
dude,
Flash
every
at each
single
other.
time, every f***ing time. Here's my wife, right? And you know, she goes to get like spray tans and she does all that shit and like tries to look like she's like, I'm too pasty. I gotta look good, and she'll get her nails done, everything. Well, she'll be in her bikini, and then here I come, like standing next to her like this, like orca that just beamed out of the water. I'm like it's so bad. It's so bad. I'm so pasty. That's why I keep my beard and my hair the way I do, because in that way at least it distracts people. They're like, oh, you got pretty blue eyes. I'm like, thanks. Don't look down. You won't have eyes. Wait, okay,
I ever
wait.
move anywhere
Wait,
near
actually,
you, use them as signal
that actually
flares.
made me
Your
sound
legs
bad. I
versus
didn't
my
mean that.
feet.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ. Don't look down.
He meant it. He meant it.
Look in my eyes. Look in my eyes. Don't look down. I think that's how I got married.
Oh God, no!
God,
Wow. Yeah,
damn.
that's what gets the ladies, you know.
Yeah,
it's
just looking at my blue
immediate
eyes.
reveal.
Don't look down. Everything's fine. That's my
Don't
pickup line when I was younger. Red's face right now.
I thought he made everything look bigger.
Well, that's true.
Like,
Yeah, that is true. Thanks. You know,
sorry, man.
Canada's just the top hat of America, man. They're just making everything look bigger.
Don't look down, guys.
Don't look down. Just looking at my eyes.
Just don't look down. Like,
Oh, fucking hell, man.
face.
All right, so next topic.
behave.
Ah,
Yeah, next
My
topic,
face.
please. Moving
All right.
on.
All right, so yeah, so I guess this is kind of our closing topic, but I want to this one's a big one, right? So most important video game ever made. Now,
Wait,
to
wait, wait, wait.
to clarify
Importance? Yeah.
clarify the
Okay.
importance of what I mean by this is culture, mechanics, money, influence. It could be any of those things, but what one video game revolutionized and made all other games follow in its footsteps?
God damn, what a question. What a
Mhm.
question.
It's a loaded question.
What a question. What a question. Oh.
Feel
Well,
like
it's such a hard question because there's so many, like, we've got all the different genres of games. We've got the PC, we've got the consoles, we've got this. So we've got game changers in every genre. We've got game changers in single player, in multiplayer. We've got game changers in fighter games. We've got game changers in. So it's like picking one single game that actually like moved the traction of the whole industry.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
I honestly.
what changed?
Yeah, I feel like I have an answer for this, but I
Go.
originally honestly would have said like a
You
while
go
ago.
first.
I would have said Zelda series because of how many people I hear get so incredibly impacted, but I'm gonna say because, especially of replaying Fable, not that I ever played the 2004 version, I will say that so many people that come into like my stream specifically saying that they're following because of Fable. That was their first childhood game, that was their first RPG, that was the first time you saw NPCs actually interacting with you. So like you'll have NPCs following you, calling you chicken chaser, doing all these things. You also have the moral code, and I know that's not the first game to have the moral code, but that's the game that everybody seems to remember. Everybody seems to remember Fable and how that changed everything for them. And like honestly, but I never played it when I was younger. I played it in my 20s, but everyone coming in, I've never had a game so loudly proclaimed as their first RPG, their first like seen anything to do with again the morality, the NPCs in general. Honestly, I would say the NPCs are huge. The fact that the NPCs are interacting with you, that would be so rare to find in other games in that day and age. Honestly, I feel like that carved a whole path that we wouldn't have had if it wasn't for Fable. Is that the most important game ever?
Yeah, because that's
really
the thing.
hard.
It's going with like nostalgic importance. So it's like, do you go back to
well, mine is a 2-part answer, but I'm gonna let you guys go first.
Oh God damn!
Because mine is actually based on a console and a game. If that helps you guys.
I mean, I wanna lean towards going back in time. That's what I want to lean towards.
Okay.
Like, if we're talking about importance and we're talking about game changing, you know, it might even be, because a part of me wants to fast forward a little bit to the future when gaming changed, when the multiplayer aspect came into gaming, because that changed the whole industry.
Pretty much about 2000
did. When we
and
saw
beyond.
Yeah.
Internet.
When we started getting, you know, like, the internet, basically. When we started having, like, when Call of Duty started to take off, when we had Counter-Strike taking off, when we had, like, you know, Halo. I was literally about to say Halo, because Halo, for me, was probably a game changer, like, that turned my gaming life into something different than what it was. Halo was a turning point for me, especially when we started getting, like, past Halo 2 into Halo 3, and then we started, like, you know, that when that happened. Also, Unreal Tournament was part of that era for me as well. That was when I really started hardcore getting into my multiplayer days. So I feel like that was definitely an important turning point, and I would probably include those two games in there. But as far as, like, important games go, I don't know if I'd go back in time and say, by the time Nintendo started releasing their first consoles, that was when something else clicked. You know, I really do feel like Nintendo were the fathers of that, to really push that boat out and get that console gaming started. Okay, we had the Atari in our house, we had a Commodore 64, we had all that shit, but it didn't hit like the Super Nintendo hit. When the Super Nintendo was released, that was all anybody wanted. Like, everybody wanted it. It changed the game. It did. It absolutely changed the game. As soon as the Super Nintendo came out, if I could put a game to that, I mean, come on, man. That's like, I mean, I guess you'd have to go with, like, maybe Mario, or, you know, because it was so nostalgic. I mean, even Duck Hunt, Zelda, like, whatever.
Yep.
You know, but that particular console, Super Nintendo, when that came out, everything flipped on its head. And then later down the line, for me, it's like the Halo and the Unreal Tournament era that then changed everything into the multiplayer phase. That's where I'm at with that, I think. If I can answer in a two-part like that.
We're right in the same time zones, but mine is a little bit different, just a little bit. But I agree with you on Nintendo. Nintendo revolutionized the gaming industry hands down. They literally changed everything. So, and yet to this day, like I said before, they have always stuck to their own drum. They've always done their own thing. They don't give a crap what anybody else is doing. But for me, because I'm a big RPG guy, right? And, you know, Legend of Zelda was a huge one, of course. Legend of Zelda was also the first game to ever have a saving console, a saving disc.
Yes.
The first game to ever be able to allow you to save and pick up where you left off. It was the first game. So that in itself...
Which Zelda?
The very first. The very first on
very
NES.
first Zelda on the Super Nintendo. Yeah.
The gold disc.
Yeah, you could pick up where you left off.
It was the first game to ever have internal RAM built into the actual game where you could save. Also, Nintendo was the first one to ever create a memory card. So that was also another thing too. So they're the leader in that. They also had a bunch of other features that nobody else had. Virtual Boy was the first time ever introducing VR. Ever. Nobody even knew what the hell it was.
Do you remember that?
Yep.
Do you remember that?
I still have mine.
Yep.
I still have mine to this day.
They That's crazy.
To go back into the gun aspect, they were the first one with power pad, where they had a pad that you put it on the ground. They had track and field. They had duck hunt. They had all these really interesting controllers that nobody ever thought, because they were trying to get people more active while playing video games, because that was the big downfall in the 80s. Everybody's like, we don't want you to play video games. You're going to become dumb. Which now they found out that people who play video games are actually more stimulated and have better hand-eye coordination and actually are more intelligent than people who didn't, which is a proven fact. But here's the thing. Nice. Me being an RPG guy.
Yeah.
Right? But me being an RPG guy, Final Fantasy started it for me. Final Fantasy was the start of the RPG genre. They started everything. Because without Final Fantasy, we wouldn't have Expedition 33. We wouldn't have all these amazing games. We wouldn't have Legend of Zelda. We wouldn't have any of these games that we have now, because that was the first game that your decision was, you were allowed to choose. You created your class. They literally, and the funny thing about Final Fantasy is that it stemmed from Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons helped create the gaming universe that we live in today. And a lot of people are like, dude, that's total nerd. I never played D&D, never played it. As a child, nothing. My friends did. I was like, you guys are nerds, you know, but it was a different kind of nerd. It really was. And that's the funny thing about it, right? Like it was at that, but that's the funny thing about it though, is now I look at it and I'm like, man, those guys were ahead of their time. They were, because it's using creative logic to create a story through imagination. Try saying that 5 times fast. Jesus Christ. But just in general, though, like that, RPGs are the foundation for decision making in video games. We wouldn't have any of that without RPGs. So that is my first part of my answer. My second part of my answer is the revolutionary aspect of the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast.
Oh, the Dreamcast was so good.
The Dreamcast was
so good.
Far ahead of its time. If it would have released,
that it flopped.
If it was so
really?
Advanced.
Yeah.
That it flopped because the Dreamcast was the start of the Tamagotchi era. They were also the first ones to have controllers where they had portable memory cards that actually had screens on them, and you could take your chows from Sonic anywhere and keep them alive. They were also the first console that had operational internet. Now, when I say operational, PlayStation 2 did have a modem that you could plug into the back of it. But here's the thing about the PlayStation and the Sega Genesis, right? The Sega Genesis, Sega was always battling with Nintendo. That was the first console war, is Sega versus Nintendo. That was the first. They were always competing. Oh, you have 16-bit? Then I have 32. Oh, you have 64. Yeah. Then I have this. And where do you think Nintendo 64 came from? Yeah. Because Sega came out with 64-bit first. Yeah. And they had the 32X, which beat out the Super Nintendo. So then Nintendo came out with the N64, and then it was 64, then it was 128, then we had discs, then we had cartridges that were little compact SD cards, and so on and so forth. And then GameCube was their last big innovation before they went to the cartridges, which was the mini disc, because at that time that was unheard of. And then guess what followed after that? The PSP, the Vita, all those had the mini disc. So Nintendo and Sega are the founding fathers of video games, other than Atari, because Atari you can't really put in that category, because Atari, they were the start. Yes, they started Pong and in the home entertainment, ColecoVision. You have like all of these in television. All those were so like entry level, but they were just computer programmers just trying to make video games, and they did well. Atari was huge in the 70s, so like, you know, they did well enough to get that boost where Nintendo said, you know what, let's do it better, and they did. They came out with the 8-bit cartridge, and whether you thought it worked or not, everybody blowed out those cartridges and used alcohol swabs and blew it out and tried to do the best they could to make them work. If they didn't,
it totally worked. It
Yeah,
worked.
well, they proved that it didn't. They proved that it didn't. But I think
No,
it still
and
works.
I swear by.
You know what? You know what's funny is you know what it was actually is that we never pushed in the cartridge all the way. The connectors weren't connecting. That's actually what was causing it. That's what they said.
Why you gotta ruin my childhood dreams?
But I did the same thing. I'm not ruining your childhood.
You know what? Just to make myself feel better.
Well, oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. I'm proud of you. Yeah. But yes, so Sega Genesis was also, and Sega Saturn was very short-lived. Sega Saturn and Sega Genesis came together to form this, but Sega Saturn was the first to use discs. They were the first. And then there was Jaguar too at that time, because Jaguar, a lot of people don't remember the Jaguar system, but there was a Jaguar system that came out right during Sega Saturn. Then Sega Saturn flopped, then they came out with the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast graphics, because I will remember this till
they were mind-blowing.
They're mind-blowing. Sonic was a great, but also that was the first next-gen Resident Evil, because we got Resident Evil on the Sega Dreamcast.
Interesting.
And it was just like, because it was Code Veronica. Code Veronica launched with the Sega Dreamcast, and so also. There was also Sega Dreamcast was the first console to have online lobbies. They're the reason why we have what we have today. So when I say important, without those, we wouldn't have what we have today. That's where, and 100%, you guys are right there too, because Legend of Zelda revolutionized the industry with the save cartridges, with having the first saved game. Because imagine if we couldn't save our games and we just had to play all the way through them. Can you imagine? Like an 80-hour game and you just had to leave your console on. Mom, don't unplug it! I'll do my chores, I swear!
That's how it used to be.
Okay, wait. Did your moms or dad ever unplug the system because you didn't do something? Like you were in the middle of gaming and they're like, fine. And they would just unplug it from the wall.
I raged.
You had nice parents. No wonder you love your parents so much.
She pulled that plug out the wall. I was like raging like crazy. It sent me into a fury.
All right. Did you guys have any weird quirks? This is the next question. Did you have any weird quirks when you did not beat something when you were a kid? And I'll tell you mine first so I can give you an example.
Yes.
So what I used to do, I used to chew my controller because I wasn't allowed to cuss. So I would literally grab the controller and I'd be like, ah! I would get so mad and bite the shit out of my controller. I'm not even joking. There was teeth marks, and I still have my original NES controller, and all my little teeth marks are in the corner.
That's so funny.
That's crazy.
I would chew it so hard. My mom would get so mad at me. She'd smack me upside the head because I'd be chewing it because it was so expensive. Why are you chewing on it?
Oh my god.
And then one time I got in trouble because I flipped off the game because I got mad and I got grounded for 2 weeks.
No way. So I was a massive Nintendo fan when I was younger. I was a big Nintendo fan. We had Segas as well, but like I got my original Game Boy when I was 5. That was when I got my original Game Boy.
It's probably around the same age I had mine.
I think it was the year after it was launched, or the year it was launched, is when I got mine. I think it was the year it was launched, but I got it for Christmas. Right. And I got, do you remember the big case for it? With like the little squares where you could put your games, you had the little covers for the cartridges.
Still have mine. I still have mine.
Got like the whole. Sadly, my basement got broken into a few years ago, and it got stolen. My whole box with all my original Game Boy. I know I had my Game Boy print. I had something like 50 cartridges, like so many games. Like I've been a collector. Still got my Game Boy card.
I feel that though. I actually got robbed too, so I feel that in all my old school. And if I didn't have them in a box in the attic, they would have been taken too.
I was absolutely devastated. I really was, because it was original, like from the year, like, so, but I used to bite stuff. I would grab because I used to play my Game Boy. My Game Boy was my life.
Were we separated at birth? Like, what the hell is happening here?
Me. Like,
equilibrium,
so
biting cartridges.
I would squeeze it like this.
Yeah.
Like really tight till my knuckles went white. Like, and I would just be like, that was my weird. When I couldn't do it, I was like, like the frustration and the anger that would
Oh
come
my
out of you,
God.
like that first gamer rage when you were a kid, that you didn't know. You know, when you're a kid, you don't know what to do with that kind of
No,
rage.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
like you
know,
just don't
like
know what
that's
to do
why I
with
bit
that
my
kind of
controller. I didn't know what
frustration.
to do. I was like, what do I do?
Yeah.
I can't yell
I
at the
would-
screen. My
I
mom will
would
get
be
mad
like
at me.
this.
Yeah.
My grandma used to be like, she used to snatch it off me, and she'd be like, "If you don't stop that, I'll take it away." I was like,
Oh my God, that's so good. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah. I used
For
to
me-
do that.
sorry. I'm like
No. That was my
Ugh.
last sentence. Like, go on.
I feel like with me, it was the Game Boy Advance. It was the Game Boy. I would do the same thing. Exactly what you described was the squeezing. But then with the Game Boy Advance, I remember like that's when I played the most rage-inducing game called Fire Emblem. And it's where
my
once
God.
your character's dead, it's dead.
Ugh.
It's dead. Your character's gone. It's over. It's like
Permadeath.
these characters don't come back.
You know that was the
They
first
don't
game to
fucking
ever.
come back.
You know that was the first game to ever introduce permadeath.
And oh, there we go. And so it made me so mad. And I remember like as a kid, like, and this was a family Game Boy
Got a lot of
Advance, so
stupid
it's
knowledge
not
up
like
here.
it was my own. But I had like this Game Boy Advance, and every time a character would die, I would headbutt it. I would headbutt the freaking screen. And I did it a lot. And I would notice, you know what? It's not breaking. This is something I can do safely. And I would keep doing it. I would get
Wow.
mad, and I'd headbutt. And then one day I headbutt it for the last time. I saw a crack, like on the inside, right? You see like a crack slowly, like this lightning bolt, and then it got gray on one side, and like just the blood just drained from my body, because I knew like my brothers like obviously loved this Game Boy Advance as well, and I was like, I really messed up. I really messed.
Did you make up a story of how it happened?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's like I don't think I said I headbutted it.
She's like, I didn't do it. I don't know what happened. I went to pick it up. There was a crack. Her blood's dripping down the front of the
I
screen.
love how when you said, I love how when you said you headbutted it, you knew it's the first thing she said. I knew it was safe to do. For who? The Game Boy or you? Like it's like,
note to
like,
self,
totally,
guys.
like-
Look, if you ever meet Professor Stalks
I
in
knew.
person, don't piss her off. She's got a strong ass forehead. She's gonna jack you up.
I didn't.
One headbutt,
Listen, it
you're
hurt.
done.
It hurt my head.
You'll be cracked
It hurt
worse
my
than a
head.
Game Boy screen.
No. I was making excuses. I knew it was bad, but I was like,
I want to know the story you told when you broke it, though, because we all, as kids, we all made
don't
those
know.
exaggerated stories to get out of stuff. But I can
was
only
probably
imagine what
very
that story
dumb.
was. It was probably like,
I think
I tripped and I
probably dropped
dropped it.
Yeah. I think it was like some kind of dropping, because again, like I obviously felt terrible, and my brothers are obviously going to be like, why the heck were you headbutting it?
Maybe
Like-
that's why
like,
you can't
why
say
the heck
dragon
did you do that?
properly, because you were dragging your Game Boy
Definitely.
Advance across the ground.
Okay, see you guys later. See you guys later. It's my last episode here.
Drake, get see yourself out with these. See yourself out with these, bro.
What?
Get the
Look,
get
I'm
the
a.
f-
What
out
do you
of here.
want from me? Okay, shut up.
Okay, get out of here.
All right.
Get outta
She's here
here.
every bloody
Well,
Friday,
speaking of getting
guys.
out of here, it's almost time for us to end. So let's just go ahead and say it on the way out. Guys, where can we find you? And again, as always, thank
go
you guys
first.
so much for being here. And we've got a crazy episode next week. And this one, like always, we get in this and we record. It's been 2 hours. We literally love to talk. I love that.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Imagine until we get like 6
Crazy.
people in here. It's going to be like a 4-hour episode. We're going to have to divide it up over the whole month.
It's gonna be wild.
Yeah. It's going to be fun,
It's
though.
gonna be wild.
Yes,
We're
yes.
just all gonna be shouting over each other. It's gonna be glorious.
Yeah. Well, you know what? One thing that I will say though is I don't think Stocks has laughed this much or talked this much in a 2-hour gap. So I am happy for it.
Good.
We're breaking her out of her shell. I love it.
Listen.
She was worried about
Giggling the whole
embarrassing
time.
us.
It's so giggly.
Shit.
She's like, she's over there giggling away.
I know.
Like,
She's worried about embarrassing us and how we showed
Yeah.
our feet.
Cute as
We
fuck.
talked about us chewing on controllers.
Nah, we're shameless. Like this.
Yeah, we don't
like,
care.
Seriously, like I
We're
spent the whole time
distracting
walking
people from
around
the
DreamHack.
bullshit out there.
You could hear us across the convention center. I'm screaming at him, calling him Patricia, and he's like, "Shut up, Linda."
And on
We're
that note,
shameless. Don't worry about it.
Professor Stocks, where can we find you when you're not streaming here with us?
Oh God, on Kick, on Twitch, on TikTok, YouTube I don't stream, but I'm there. It's kind of. But yeah, oh my god, those are the three main though. Twitch, TikTok, Kick. I did list all of it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm really good.
What kind of games do you play? So everybody can.
Yeah,
I know we kind of talked about this, but what kind of games and stuff do you play?
Everything. I am playing everything, but currently I am posting Fable, which is, I should never have started this, but I'm posting Fable every
day.
Single day.
Yep.
Until it comes out. So like 260 posts altogether, which is stupid. Absolutely stupid. But if you want to come watch me do Fable
it's glorious.
and try to 100% achieve
Makes
them
you.
as well, we're all, yeah.
That's
yeah.
you.
Fable,
You in a nutshell.
Fable, RPGs.
Yep.
That's me.
Yep. All right. So RazorRedd, where can we find you? Where can we pick up your art? All the things, all the stuff, and where can we find your only feats?
Yes,
my only feats, like in my Discord actually, which is kind of funny. We have a area in my Discord called Flatfoot Friday where we all post our feet on a Friday, like for real. Like it's dope. So if you want my feet, head over to my Discord.
Oh my God.
Nah, I mean, you can find my art on Instagram. If you want to see all my art and tattoos, I'm on Instagram. If you want to see me arting and tattooing, you hit me up on Kick. I may be doing some multi-streams to Twitch in the future. I've been saying that for a little while. You can catch all my horror content on my YouTube and my TikTok as well, because I play a lot of horror games, sadly. And I've just got into Arc Raiders, so if you want to see some pretty...
Which we got to play that together, by the way.
Yeah, let's hit some Arc Raiders.
Yes.
Like, how do you play? Do you play friendly or you vicious?
Oh, I'm friendly until somebody pisses me off, and then I kill them and take all their shit.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I
like
play
that, so
nice.
I'm like, yo, I'm friendly.
Hey, don't
and they
shoot.
run and I shoot them in the back.
Hey, don't shoot. Hey, don't shoot.
yeah, same.
Yeah. I'm the same way.
bang.
I don't trust anybody, man. Everybody will try to take my shit. Hell no.
Yeah, nah. You
shit.
said you were friendly, bro. It's
yeah, and then you knock them out. You punch them out on the way out. Oh my God.
For real. Take all your stuff. That's how it is.
Yes.
Sorry.
But you know what, though, guys? Here's one thing I'll say to finish off this. Obviously we have a bunch more episodes. We've got a bunch of stuff coming out, and one of the big games that's coming out next week, we got High on Life 2. That comes out next week.
Yes.
And that game, if you guys are familiar at all with Rick and Morty, it's the voice actors from Rick and Morty, and they created a game. The first game was unhinged and crazy. The second game's coming out, and it's co-op.
So
the second game is co-op. So you can actually play with friends.
Stop. Is it co-op?
Yeah, it's co-op, yes. So we can play 2-player. And then the other flip side of that is, too, we only have a week and a half until Resident Evil Requiem comes out. I'm so excited for it. We're going to be playing that. And one other little fun-filled fact that we found out, me and my community, we were actually talking about this, but Crimson Desert is coming out the first week of... Or actually, no, I take that back. They changed it. It's the 19th of March, which is good because the first week we have the Midnight expansion coming out for World of Warcraft, if you guys play that, which I do. And then we also have, there's one other big game coming out the first week, and I just spaced it, what it is. There's another big game coming out that first week as well. But either way, lots of big games coming out the first and second and third week of March. We are going to be so busy with video games, guys. Thursday, we're going to have a lot to talk about next week, though, because this Thursday, PlayStation is doing an hour and 30-minute state of play, talking about all their newest games coming out.
They are.
And hopefully we get more about Wolverine. Obviously, I'm always going to go straight for the Marvel stuff, but they have more about Wolverine. Hopefully we get more about God of War, maybe some Uncharted stuff, which would be nice because I would love a new Uncharted game. Who knows? We don't know what we're going to get. Hopefully it's some good stuff. Hopefully they have a good state of play. And we find out more about what's coming to PlayStation. We already had the Xbox one. We got Fable and all of those games. And then now we got the state of play for that. And then we have a Nintendo state of play at the end of March, I believe, as well. So we're going to have stuff to talk about next week. We can watch it. I'm going to be live broadcasting again. My name is TheLostDrake, but I am going to be live streaming it, showing off everything. We're going to watch it for reactions together. You guys can go see my stupid face reacting to all of them on YouTube. But it's TheLostDrake across everywhere. You guys can follow me, support me anywhere there. But these two beautiful, amazing, awesome, smart badasses are going to be here with me a lot. And we were even talking about it before this, that we're probably just going to be here every Monday now. So you might just see them all all the time. And yeah, it just, you know, we have busy lives. We stream, we do stuff, but we're going to be here as much as we possibly can. We're going to try to put as much content as possible. We're also going to start doing live reviews. We're going to start doing all kinds of really cool stuff. And we're already working on some really neat stuff to bring to you guys on the back end. And hopefully these things pan out so that we can do live podcasts at shows and events such as DreamHack PAX, you know, and other really cool events, maybe even Loot Fest. Who knows? We don't know what the hell's going on, but for right now, we're just going to keep pumping out these episodes and giving you the content you guys deserve and need. And hopefully it distracts you from your day-to-day bullshit. And you guys listen to us on Spotify, iHeart, or YouTube, or anywhere that you decide to listen. Please tune in, like, comment, and make sure you always turn on that little alert, that little bell, so that way you know when the new episodes go live. We're also going to be posting up everywhere, so you know you're going to see shorts, teasers, everything else in between. And I can talk really fast and quick, but ultimately the main goal is for you guys to tune in and support us. So again, from all of us here at Pardon the D, that was a lot to say. RazorRedd, ProfessorStalke.
That was a lot. Do you want to take a breath?
No. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. But yes, I love everybody. Thank you guys for being here. And we will see you guys next week with our special guest, Woody. And I'm not talking about the guy from Toy Story, but you guys will find out soon. All right. We'll talk to you later. Peace out, everybody.